It's showtime, people. Welcome again to another edition of the Coach's Desk with host Coach Minzy. And of course, it's the final night of the weekend's triple treat. Yes. And we're going to ensure that we close off this weekend in fine style. Yeah, man. So big up to the early birds who are in. Welcome everyone to the show, another show. Yeah, man. And of course, we're gonna discuss football again. For the past 2 nights, the discussions have been great. Trust me, it has been an awesome talk where football is concerned. You know, the panelists were at it, selection and all. But as you can see in the topic, how will the Reggae Boys do against a Japanese team and a Serbia team? So we're gonna look at the Serbia team. We're gonna look at the Japan team, what formation they play, and so on. So, yeah, man. So, definitely welcome to everyone again. Like up the live, people. Share the live. Remember to tell a friend about Coach's Desk Weekends Triple Treat. Yeah, just share it so that persons can come along and enjoy some robust and wholesome football discussion here on the Coach's Desk. You know what I mean? So, of course, we normally give you some updates on what transpired in the field of sports. And we're just going to talk about a little Premier League. We had 4 games today in the English Premier League, and Crystal Palace edged Aston Villa 3 goals to 2. As a matter of fact, they outscored them 3 goals to 2 in that encounter. And like I said, it's like Aston Villa is actually, well, they're actually out of the race for top 4, and they were so into a very good position when the season started. They were doing pretty well, so they are not finishing strong as people would expect. Tottenham Hotspur, yeah, they blanked Wolverhampton 2 goals to 0. It's like a resurgence of Tottenham, with the special one being out the door. So I wonder if he was the issue, he was the problem. But I mean, hey, I don't want to get involved with that. So we see the likes of Harry Kane getting on the score sheet. You know what I mean? And that's a big thing for Harry Kane. Yeah, man, the English squad soon to be announced. Is it this week or is it next week? In- Interesting. It should be this week or early next week that squad will be announced. You know what I mean? So, Liverpool, on the other hand, after winning the title in fine style last season, their only hope this season is to fight for top 4 spot. When you hear and sit and you hear the Liverpool fans talking about being in top 4 because they don't want to play the Thursday league and it's going to be boring and all of that. Can you imagine a side that was so formidable last season, a side that was out of class, out of this league, is now fighting to be in top 4? Will they make it? It's for us to see, because it's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. They edged West Brom 2 goals to 1 after an heroic goal from goalkeeper. Has been getting a lot of bashing. Allison, yes, he has been getting a lot of bashing, and he would have come up chumps for them today. And now I would assume that they are lifting him up and praising him for all the things that he did, or for what he did today, and forgetting about the bad things that he had done in the recent past. So I mean, Liverpool took that one, and I mean, it's like Sheffield United somehow recognize, or they have not realized, that they're out of the league. But for the past few games, they have been playing pretty good football. They have a decent team. Everton, who was expecting to get all 3 points, they were edged 1-0 by this relegated team, the first team to be relegated. So I can't understand. You see, English Premier League is by far the most competitive league in the world. At any given time, you can be beaten by any team on any given day. If you don't show up and the next team show up, you're going to be on or in the L column, which is the losers column. You know what I mean? So, I mean, persons question it at times that some say it's the most promoted league. A lot of money is in the league and all of that. But I mean, it's also competitive because those other competitions, they actually have a little technicality about them. But when you check it out, only 2 teams actually doing well. 2 teams, you can pick and choose the 2 teams that are going to win such league. It's not so with the EPL. So that's the wrap on the English Premier League. Yes, and let's jump over in the comment section to see what is happening with the commenters and the persons who are on early. Trust me, people, for the past 2 nights, some great discussions. Great discussion. And what I like about the panelists, they are very competitive, they are very knowledgeable, and they are strong-willed. But the fact is that no one is disrespecting anyone, and every single person's opinion is respected, even though it is tried, taken to the jury from time to time. So again, we hope to have another wholesome discussion this evening, and we'll take it from there and as best as possible give you what you require in terms of great football discussion. All right, so let me jump over in the comment section. We have Fresh God, check, captain of the moderators in the comment section. So Capo, Fresh God, big up yourself, man. You're the captain, you're the leader. And of course, you and Raymond run things in the comment section there. So welcome to the show. Simeon, welcome to the show. You say second, Mr. Provision, big up yourself. Welcome to the show, my friend. People, just remember to join Mr. Primovision YouTube channel, a Jamaican as well. He has great content over there. He discusses the Reggae Boyz as well, and he has a panel as well, and there are some good panelists there. And I just want you to go over there and give him some support where that is concerned. So big up yourself, Mr. Primovision. Yankney Graham, welcome to the show. Devon Smith, welcome to the show. Thank you very much, Devon. I hope that we continue to give you the content that makes you feel good about being on set, on here watching this YouTube podcast. Dayon Mackenzie, welcome to the show. Yeah, man. Thanks much. I'll endeavor to do my best where that is concerned. Remember to tell a friend about Coach's Desk. Once you're enjoying the program, people, just share it with someone. Share it. Tell a friend to subscribe. Tell them about what is happening over here. Because, like I said, we endeavor to put the best content out there to ensure that you, the audience, those in the diaspora, those who are in Jamaica, will continue to have discussion that can impact football. All right, so London is red. Welcome. Big up yourself. My brother, the 4th official. Yeah, man. So, Manchester United, people, one of the biggest club in Europe, or if not the biggest club in Europe. I'm telling you, if you want any and everything Manchester United, from the U23, from the women football, the senior team, the academy players, I want you to go over there and check out the 4th official. Yeah, man, with Rome. So jump over there, Manchester United fans. You sometimes have a watch along with the games when Manchester United plays, so you can go over there and join the show. Yeah, man. So big up yourself, Rome. Demar. Welcome, yeah, man. You big up Liverpool, no? Dre Webb. I say back in the hunt for 4th space. fourth place you're back in the hunt for, J Webb? Come on, man. For a champion that ran away with the league last year? Come on, man. Shame on you, man. Well, it's because Grealish is injured, so one player can be significant in any team. Yeah. Even the player's presence alone can make the difference on the football pitch. Formula Sports, welcome, brother. Yeah, man. One of the panelists. Big up yourself. And people, again, you can jump over to the Formula Sports. I will want to know Formula Sports still. You know what I mean? But we just promote the thing same way. Just jump over there and show the support. And remember to tell Formula Sports, his coach is destiny over there. I broke. Big up yourself. Reggae Boyz are going to win against Japan. The Serbia team looks good without the help of the players left out. All right, cool. Fourth official said Manchester United, biggest side in Europe. Brownman Security, welcome to the show. Man from Antigua, big up yourself. Yes, man, big up yourself. Yes. LFC wasn't hungry this year. We're belly full. Is that so? You put on a little weight, J Webb? George Stone, bless up, my friend. Welcome to the show. I say Alice is still not good. George Stone, YNWA. That simply means you will never walk alone, or you never walk alone. That's the Liverpool mantra. Richard Stewart, to be fair, Liverpool is hit with injuries. One person? I don't know. I'm just asking. What's the worst championship defense? Interesting. Alex Reed, welcome. Yeah, man. Welcome to the show. Passionate person when it comes to football. Man called Alex. Yeah. Operative World Champion. Greetings. Welcome, MPEC. Yeah, man. Simeon, what do you mean by buffering? Is the stream freezing? Tell me what's happening. Tell me what's happening. Champs, shout out to the Blues. Yeah, man, we did that already, you know. It was a blue weekend for champs. You have the light blues and the dark blues. Edwin Allen and Jamaica College, they ran away with the title, even though it was a very competitive event. Shaquille Smith, welcome to the show. Not care about the league anymore. Champions League are the focus. City till I die. All right. Teddy Lee Gray, welcome, Bridgin. Pick up yourself. What about Ethan Pinnock at CDM over Liam Moore? I saw that post that you made earlier today. Very interesting. You know, Teddy Lee, someone mentioned it last night in the podcast. We were discussing, and they actually placed Ethan Pinnock in central defensive midfield. Yes, it was done on this show last evening. All right, True Blue and Color Blue. If you bring City, you start watch football 2011 or after. All right, Simeon. J. Ross, man with a spear or mince words. Big up, welcome. Edmond Sandler, upliftment, coaches D. These friends is not to worry about. It's to see where we at. Big up. Yeah, man, I believe so. But at the same time, we don't want to lose 50. We don't want that to happen. So we want to go into those games playing good football and being competitive. Yes. London is red. Demar. Which guy jumped here? That's what's his name again? Kiri McLeod. Yes, 8:34. That's qualifications for the Olympics. So yeah, man. Big jump from Kiri McLeod. Your heart strong for bring City from 2007. Hey, Simeon, yeah, chop hard, you know. Heart strong, yes, but look at me now. Shakila, you must stop with it. Liverpool with there. Karumio, big coach. Bless up. Welcome. I'll go on. I have a question. Why are you calling players for a specific position? And then we go and move players around into that position. For example, Liam Moore, central defender on movie. I understand the point, but why these players were actually moved around is because the persons who actually put them in the CDM know that these players can play this position because they have been watching their careers for a long period of time, so they know that they can play it. If Coach Theodore Whitmore wants to use them at um, defense, then no problem. We have no problem with that. The teams that were selected last evening was the team that we select over here on this panel. So we weren't thinking about what Coach Whitmore would be doing. We're just putting the best team according to each individual on the panel last night. Yeah. So that's basically how the cookie crumbles where that is concerned. But I doubt Theodore Whitmore will be doing that. I believe he's going to be using Michael Hector and Kemar Lambert. So all the persons who don't want to see Michael Hector in the team, I'm sorry for you. He will be playing that central defensive midfield, whether on the left or the right, because I do believe that Coach Whitmore will be using 4-2-3-1. Mm-hmm. The original bagger, welcome. Big up yourself. Bala Ed, welcome. Order details, welcome. Pastor Omar Stennett, welcome. Yes, man. Thank you, man. San Diego, Monk Street, and a Punk Street. Yeah, man. We fought to the end. You know what I mean? JPS, welcome. Yeah, man. Alex Davis. Redmond. Not yet. I have some updates on Redmond, but nah. Let me see what's happening. Chelsea realized them new kit and lose two. Release them new kit and lose two finals in 2 days. Them women get 4-0 in Champions League final against Barcelona. Are they saving everything for the Champions League final to roll over the Blues of Manchester City? Let's see. Ball ahead. Who doesn't understand football? Color again. Chelsea versus City. Color blue. Why are there so much moderator? You need to remove some and make me one. All right, ball ahead. Chris Smith, welcome to the show. It's been a while. Carlton Bar. Coach, Glory United. Of course, United. I can't wait for the United States to smash Jamaica team. Bala Ed, are you a Jamaican or you are from United States? Talk to us. Talk to us, Bala Ed. Sound like you're between. Siobhan Givens, Chelsea let me down still. Welcome. I don't like how there's so much players in England and the Federation don't get them. Jamaica would be a good team. Well said. Let me see where I was because I found it back. I said new kid, no, but no, Jamaica will struggle. Teddy Lee, because we don't have a good CDM, so we have to use a CB in that position instead. Michael Exter is a CB also playing CDM. Exactly. I heard a player from the USL is in Jamaica team. USA don't even pick from USL or even the MLS, maybe a few. But you say they don't even, or why are you ending it with saying maybe a few? Few can be a lot, you know. Paul Marriott, welcome. Respect, coach. I love the spirited and intelligent discourse of Jamaican football. Panelists, commentators, subscribers, great dialogue and analysis. Thank you very much, Paul. Remember to tell a friend about all these great things that you see that is happening over here on the coach's desk. That's why we can always be ahead of Jamaica. All right. Bala, it sounds like he's from America. Tapa crazy to still have confidence in Michael Hector. Well, whether we believe it or not, I believe that's where he's gonna put him. Sports Fans TV, big up St. Diego and Coach. Yes, Sports Fan TV, bless up yourself, man. Monk Street and a Punk Street. You know what I mean? Yep. We fought hard. We did not bring it over the line. We came second, but we're going at them again. Andrew Chambers, welcome. Sorry to say, Hector won't play. Can't even make Boytown's team. Well, let's see. Why would Whitmore carry him? Let's reason it out, people. Why would Whitmore pick him in the team and have some other central defensive midfielders? That tells me Hector is going to be playing there because he has a plethora of defenders already. So Hector won't be in the defense. Where else will Michael Hector play? Come on, people. Let's be fair. Let's be fair. Whether we believe it or not. If is the JFF considering Justin or James Justin? Because he would be a fantastic signing. Yes, they're considering him, but at the moment he's injured. No, I know you're alone, everyone, but me not like that losing streak, because next thing they go take it out in the Champions League and get the glory, you know what I mean? Yes, the digital home tech, yeah, man, that is what is going to happen. Boy, I prefer City winning, Simeon. Honestly. Oh, City win, man. Remember, I said City are part of Manchester, Even though them are nice and neighbors, but I prefer them win than Chelsea, man. Nah, Chelsea. Mm. Yeah, man. Hector go play, man. I say, I'm sure they lose FA Cup, lose Women Champions League. What else? Me not like the losing streak, because the man they might turn it around. That me not like. Eagle Republic, welcome to the show. You seem to be new over here. Thanks for tuning in. Is he rushing back? I'm not certain about that. We need more coaches watching the younger players in the Money Cup and D Cup. These younger boys need to be signed before 18. I agree with you. No coach. That would be crazy of Tapper. Michael Hector have to play coach. I believe that took a room. All these persons are talking. I'm not even going to pay them any mind. Because if he wasn't going to play, Coach Whitmore would not call him up for this friendly or these friendly. Simply put. Watch Hector in the EPL and Championship, one of the best players in the Jamaican team. You would start in my USA team. Who said that? Ball ahead. Josie Altidore still gonna be US main striker. Haha. Me no mind if Chelsea win the Champions League rather than Man City. Me can't like them money. But both of them are money. Both of them are the same thing, Rome. Both of them. Both of them are the same thing. No, me not fight aside. Hey, I whole for Chelsea Virgin me have, And when them ready to get at me. So we are go down the road there until the finals play. Football banter nice, Yeah, man, football banter is the nicest thing, man. One of the nicest thing in the world. So me don't know some man take it so personal when you banter them. Me know you don't take it personal and MP. Me just say it in general. Ball ahead, them go overboard with the Hector hate. Yeah, man, me think so. Altidore won't be a striker. He will not even make the team. Only European players. Damian Hines, welcome. Johnson Clark Harris need to be in the Jamaica side. I think they're working on that. Anthony Marshall is back in training. Man United go hard for the last 3 games of the season. Not only European players legit going to play. Coach Badman because inside now play UCL. Just group stage them I got pre. Well, look here, if you play group stage and me play group stage and you progress a little further, it's what we did in the Champions League. I don't know. Make sure you win, Ibrook. All right. Hey, Raymond and I building the Ibrook, man. I talk to even though me and Raymond don't support the same side, but Raymond is here. Big up yourself, Raymond. Hector is the best choice in this squad for CDM. I agree with you, Chris Smith. I am not certain what persons are thinking. Condolences to Akeem Bloomfield and family. Lost his mother to cancer. Hope he can recover and make her proud at the Olympics. Yes, Pastor Omar Stennett, we did highlight that yesterday. And good to know that we would have gotten another reminder. Yeah, man. Condolences again from the coach's desk. Why do the Jamaican fans hate Michael Hector? I think he makes a lot of interception in the games for the national team. Give the guy some credit. He didn't cause USA goals, only made bad passes. So if man make bad pass, Bridget, that is something to criticize. We all know a friend thing with why Hector still in the team, uptown friends and family. Even Taylor was way better than player and never get so much chance because him not have uptown family. I am not getting into that political section of it, Alex. Photos of Jamaica. Big up yourself, coach. Big up yourself, photos of Jamaica. Welcome to the show. Shaquille, Foden masterclass in Champions League final. Okay. Of course, it will win a Champions League. Where's the fabulous sport? It will win a Champions League. The only thing say me get knocked out earlier than him. So you gotta tell me, so when Jamaica go 98 World Cup, it two and USA go 98 World Cup. You gotta tell me say US the second round and we don't got second round. So we never die World Cup. Oh come on. Hector not the best with the final passes, but built him system to learn. Alright. Coach, can't agree that Hector is the best CDM in the team. I do agree that G. Yeah, I my best we have now in the team. In this squad that was selected, Dre Webb, who better than Hector to play that role? Tell me. Make we reason it out. Jerome 876. For a man that is slow, him need to protect the ball better. Yeah, that's true. Him have some flaws. Oh, you do agree that he'll play, but tell me who is a better CDM than him right now in the team from the CDMs that were selected. Hey, Akeem Gill, that hey, Mr. The celebration I may tell you, I laugh till I week. Then after me laugh, me shake me head. It's part of our social construct. That's the reason why he would remember I know Antonio first I do this, you know. But it can be very distasteful out of place, but he's a showman. And whatever he does, it's nothing uh too serious. It's all for the show. Hector hold the ball too much. Hey, me agree with everything one I say about Hector. You know. Don't get me wrong. I agree with some of the things one I say, but more want to tell me which defensive midfielder in the team that will start over Hector. Tell me. Jason Ferran, welcome. Rob Smith, welcome. Yes, that's true. From the 2015 Gold Cup, the people them not rate Hector again because before that he was welcome. Until then, boy, Hector under the edge of the knives of these people. Yeah, man. So I want J Webb to tell me now who is better than Williams and Lambert. Okay. Well, let's see if the coach believes that because from what I know, he's not gonna call Hector and put him on the bench. Me not think so. More second half. Yes, we should try to groom Kevin Lambert. I agree. I agree. Yeah, Speedy Williams not bad either. Of course, Low makes mistake, Taxi make mistake. I don't see everybody at. You know, you're right, Chris Smith. That's true. That is true. Vincent Cunningham, yeah man, big up yourself. Lambert is better than Hector. All right. Spanish league will go down to the final day. Interesting. Yes, we know that they're holding midfielders, Karoom. But I'm saying, are they going to get out, and Speedy, are they going to get out Hector from the starting lineup? That's the question I'm asking. That's the question. I'm saying that the ones that were selected, will they get Hector out? That's the question I want to ask. I want answers to. Hector is the best CDM than Kevin Lambert. So at them two, they have a start. Check, check, check. Welcome, Dre Webb. People, run over to Dre Webb. Dre Anyweather, sorry. Sports, and check out the man's channel and his content over there. I said Chelsea till I die. All right. Well, even after me die, I still gonna say Manchester United still. Just that one probably not gonna hear it. We have to cut Hector some stuff. He's not the worst. He can pass. He just drop focus sometimes. Yeah, Mr. Kemar Lawrence make some mistake and coach sub him. And him not starting at the next game and him come on. So we're not gonna stay there going. Draft for West Morgan now. No, we don't need to draft for him now. We have too much good defender right now. If we hit a wall, yeah. That's a true formula. But we have to just move on. So make a look upon it, people. Damian Lowe and Kemar Lawrence, are they without blemish? Well, I think I can understand the sentiments. It is because of where it happened. So I can understand with where Formula Sports said, yes. Yeah, man. No, Dre anyway that said Chelsea till he die. So that tells me that when he dies, him not say Chelsea again, but me I say Man U all after me dead. You know what I mean? It's just that me I go say it, I wanna now go hear. Coach, I'm going to keep it real. I don't see Lambert and Speedy going up against a Serbia midfield. That is the game that is going to show. The comment that seem interesting. Show us up, and we have to get it together in midfield. That me I say no, and Hector have the height. Hector can be combative. No, man, no. Our coaches just laughed at Ibrook. None of that thrown here. So, Fresh God, Raymond, talk to me now. Drop the thing. Thing ready for drop. We have 102 persons on the live watching. Thank you very much, persons out there who are viewing. Those who are not commenting in the comment section, I appreciate you being on watching our show. What we're gonna do now will be dropping the link. Yes, the call-in link, so you can jump on and we talk some football. How do you believe that the Reggae Boyz will do against this Japan and Serbia team? Oh, we need one more like, just one more like, people, before we drop the call-in link. Sir P would say 87. Them over here and the simple Simon. Why you all feel overseas players are better than play like Lambert and Williams? Whether we like it or not, Hector is a Jamaican, Speedy is a Jamaican, Lambert is a Jamaican. And I believe Coach Whitmore will pick. I better way I'll come back and talk about this. Me I go remember, you know, me have elephant memory, you know. I go remember and tell you know. Profound Ministry, welcome. Just got on, don't miss anything, heads up. No man, you don't miss nothing, man. We just go through the comments them right now. Waiting on a like to drop the link, the calling link. All right, it can be dropped now. So let me see. Yeah, man, get over here, people. I make we talk some football. Reggae will lose both matches. The players are a bit nervy at times. Debo Boss, welcome. Yeah, man, it well pin. You know pin. Yeah, man, see it pin there, man. It's 3 games, so Tapa will try different players at CDM, so we'll see who plays there the best. Yeah, man, me agree with you. Yeah, man, it pin, man. All right. Guess who first? Come on, people. Tell me, I first person in the waiting room. Wanna tell me? Tell me. Drop the name. No, Peter Lee is not in the squad. Remember, Peter Lee just get a club, you know, so I think they would want him to focus on that. Come, tell me who first jump on, people. Wanna tell me? Man say Cataract, man say Alex. Khalees. Jeez, I wish I did Khalees. Anyone me link Khalees, people. Khalees says that she's going to be watching the inauguration. Is that it? I don't remember if it's that word that she used. But it has to do with the Miss Jamaica world. So she said she can't, she not, and one thing she also said is that she doesn't like to be on panels. But you know, I'll be trying to do a little more, bit more convincing. All right. So some man say Alex, some man say Manning, some man say Cataract. Some man say Fresh God, some man say J Web. All right. We say do a one-on-one show with Callis. You know a true though. You know a true though formula. Yeah man, a true yata. But me I go reveal who first come on. Me I go just
Coach means yeah, man, you know, we call it first coach. Style like, everybody, one of beat in the comments and say, Alex, 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 Alex. See, people know what going on, coach. You see?
people. Alex first come on. Alex are the first one come on.
Coach, what going?
We there, you know.
I could come on yesterday, man. Me there, me and Buju come down here and Buju further keep some over here and some just the whole vibes and drink 2 juice yesterday, you know?
All right. So what you say? What you say about the Reggae Boys versus the Serbian team? Or you think we're gonna look?
Michael Hector for starting again because Serbian players are very tall. Milankovic, Savic, Matic, all of them players are very tall. Them players very tall. Even though like it or not, I think Hector have to start in that game. To be
Mar,
real,
me see a Mario in the waiting room. Send a private message over there, some Mario. Okay. Influencers you get. Uh,
Matic the chair, but no, but you know, but they have players, you know. Me I tell you, they have players, the tall, the midfield tall. You have to put man like Hector.
With the Amazon influencer.
My bad.
You have to turn on your background, son.
With the Amazon influencer.
Hey, Alex. J-Web, what go on? Welcome.
Something on my phone.
Well, I'm there, I know, coach. Good evening, everybody.
Yeah, man.
Coach, man, they say me jot the lineup. Go pull up something I pull up last night, man. Let me do my
What,
lineup.
hold on, before we look on the lineup there, me have something more show on us.
Coach, you read the article, say Leon Bailey say me come a Gold Cup.
No, I'm not read it, but me not surprised about that. All right, see the Japan team. This is the Japan. No, man, we just look on the Japan team. See, you see the formation that Japan I use. You think we can match up against these players that we have there?
Me see them use similar players and they struggle for beat Panama.
Them struggle for beat.
Go on the Panama results. Go on the Panama results and coach. When you see Panama results, they struggle for beat a weak Panama team when not that good.
No, me can't pull up some of things one time. Me I look on the result and
yeah. Me on the results, coach. The Panama team they struggle for beat Panama. A penalty then score on the Panama game.
Yeah, where was the game played?
It no matter what the game play, you go struggle for you have good you have better players than Panama, you know.
But it does matter where the game is played. Because you have travel time, people have to get acclimated and all of these things. It does matter. It does matter who's traveling.
But I'm not looking at it that way.
All right. Well, a long time game that, Virgin. You know, things that the team would have improved by then.
No, man.
Anna
2 months ago that.
November 13, 2020.
November it go on. But it's
me no score. All right, let me tell you the stats for the game. 18 shots from Japan, 12 from Panama. 7 on target out of that 8, 5 on target out of that 12. 55% possession, 45 for Panama. 489 passes, 407. So Japan would have an 85% accuracy and Japan 82. Sorry, Panama 82.
Yeah, I'm struggling to be Panama coach. Panama not
good. So hold on, you gonna say Panama either team?
No, I'm not say Panama either team, but Panama struggle to be Bahamas and Barbados the other day in a World Cup qualifier, and the same similar players that they use, and then play against Japan. Coach, me tell people say now, football play upon it.
But no.
Feeling a coach. If a man come up on the best day for win, he will win.
I know that, but when we realize too, you know, you see this formation versus the formation that they use against Panama is a different formation, you know. So when we look at things, you look at this Japanese team normally alter their formation based on the opponent that they are playing, because I think they experimented with a 3-4-2-1 formation versus the Panamanian team. Who to tell that wasn't the first time they were trying that? Not saying it was.
Yeah.
But based on what I'm seeing that they're doing, they apparently experiment with the formation. This one on the screen is a 4-2-3-1, which is a different formation.
But some of them players not clinical, coach, and that's they're gonna beat them. They're not clinical in front of goal. They're forward not in clinical. Me no clinical. See, the me no playing that game there. But he did play in the Panama game.
Yeah. And him scored the penalty.
Him scored the penalty. Why, if you're a good team, completely, them players are playing a good team, they're on a good system, them play over here. Why they struggle to beat the Panama team? I ask the same question.
So in a sense, you're saying, Alex, that Jamaica will go up against this Japanese team and do well?
I feel like they will do well. If they just keep the discipline, they will do well. I believe they can do well. The panelists are gonna say me mad. Them always say me I'm crazy. But I feel like they can do well. Everybody look on and say yes. It's not the best squad, but I feel like they can do well against this Panama this Japan team. Cause they have holes in the team, coach. Me watch them play, me sit and watch the whole entire game versus them and Panama. They struggle to break. They struggle when it comes to the clinical for find it back in net. Against a Panama team, we have a weak defense. We have Godoy and them backline old.
Yeah, Dre Webb.
Yeah, interject a little bit then. It also depends on which team Jamaica put out there, right? Do we put a team out there that's familiar with each other? Did we have a good training camp? All these things matter. We can't just say because Japan struggle with Panama or struggle with another team, Jamaica can beat them. And that's a football work. If we not properly prepared, we might go get to ourselves, go get spanked.
But Jerry Webb, most of the core players them back. Jerry Webb, most of the money.
Yeah, but post stop and put the core player them on the pitch who used to playing together. Put a mixed bag out there. You go they go get spanked if you don't have a proper camp.
And look Power Formula Sports on the comment there. He said that the problem is some ball are going to be in our team that hasn't played in a while.
Well,
and that could be a factor in us going up against this Japan team. We might get steamrolled by a Serbian team.
I agree.
So don't say because Japan not play well against these other teams, then it's supposed to be soups for Jamaica. I don't think so.
I never said it's supposed to be soups, but coach, I'm saying though they can get beaten, coach. When I look, so they can get beaten too. This Japan team is not the miracle Japan team when they really think it is.
I think you're underestimating.
No,
Alex. Alex, I think you underestimated the Panamanian team. Me no think say I want weak team. Remember say Panama beat we already to,
Yes,
so you're going like say Panama team or chicken team.
I say right now Panama team is not that good as we used to know it as, coach. Be real.
A long time I don't see them play, so me can't say that.
I'm telling you because I watched them play against Barbados and they struggle to beat Barbados. Why? A Barbados team that basically most of the players playing USL and some of them get few addition from Europe and then get man from
Alex, but the thing is, you're assuming that Barbados hasn't raised their level.
I never said they did raise their level. I'm saying they did raise their level, but I'm saying though, if this Panama
then that can account for some of the reason why Panama struggle against Barbados. If Barbados is playing a level up.
Listen, I'm saying though, why is coach saying this Panama team is good and that they beat us? Why didn't they not beat the Barbados team? They have more better
because Barbados play them well. Most teams get more.
Most of the players don't play Barbados team. They don't play a good minute now.
Yeah, but them look on the team and must say, all right. You see, in a CONCACAF for the Caribbean region, the Jamaica, the Panama, the Trinidad. Anytime we catch one of them inside, we'll give them a hard one. We're gonna try to beat them. So whenever them run up against one of them team that. I feel them final that so them give everything where them got. So you might end up struggle against them.
I can get a word.
Sure.
Yes, man.
All right. Good evening. Yeah, man. Good evening, panelists, Alex, and who in there? I can't even see all the names and things, but first
we have Michael, we have Dre Webb. I'm say Mark out in the waiting room, but him not turn on him camera, so we not let him in.
Oh, you have to make him in. Yeah, man. But blessings to everyone. All right. So I mean, I agree with a portion of what Alex is saying, and I think all of us saying the same thing. No, my thing is that one of the things we have to say about Whitmore, boy, I think we could have, we could do with a better coach, but the man produced result. And the truth is, the team don't look attractive, but one thing I have to commend him for is when he plays this team, they always seem to defend very well. And we go back to the last game we played against the USA. Up to the 68th minute, we defended well with a group of players who never played for Jamaica. They were meeting him for the first time, and for some reason, he was able to get them to defend well against a good USA team up to 60 minutes. A couple of mistakes and changes probably altered the game, or it could have ended a little bit closer. Now I think he knows some of these players. He saw what they have done, and he will have a couple of days before the first game, and that I think will better help him to prepare the team to play against Japan. I personally think though that because of the height of the Serbian, and Serbia kind of play a little bit slower than Japan. Japan play with a lot of pace, and I think this present team, because we have so many big players, they are very slow and probably will match up against Serbia better than Japan because of their speed. But I could see us getting a result out of the under-23 game, the Serbia game, and probably losing the Japan game, but still playing well. Because these players have to prove something that none of these guys really make Jamaica Gold Cup team yet, especially the English-based players, with all the other players from the Premier League we hear being mentioned. These guys are coming to prove that they deserve a spot as well. So that will put additional pressure on players to play well. Some of them are probably looking for transfers and going to use this opportunity to play well so them can show a scout. So we may be surprised by the performance of the players. But I think one thing we have to commend Whitmore for is that Jamaica under Whitmore, except for the USA game, have not conceded 3 goals in a game under Whitmore.
Well,
Yeah, that's
good night,
the reason why.
panelists.
That's the reason why I'm
Alex,
rating
good night. Jump on to talk to Alex.
You give me a come from. You watch me a game. Me make a talk still. Man is man, right? Me keep on telling the people the man is man, right? That Jamaica have a good defensive team. When you look at this Japan team, the defense is not that best as you think it is. Yoshida was a good defender in the Premier League, but I feel like he might get older now. You think Yoshida can manage when me see what Brooks could even manage Andre Gray in the USA game. Andre Gray that steamroller every time he get the ball, I bounce him off of the ball. So what if he have good distribution? Then Andre Gray could get slipping and score a goal. See that? They did slip in and Andre Gray make create a chance for Jamalo in that game for you score. I'm just saying, people, the man them are gonna want to come out for them best. So we have set up and pick this team top, but always get results. And have to look on it like that. I'm as a tournament coach too. Always get results. In a big match, small match, everything.
All right, Alex. Order these. Yeah, man, I agree with you.
What I wanted to say to well, I really wanted to ask Alex a question about his knowledge of Japan players and who he thinks is the biggest threat we stand to face from Japan going into that game.
Japan, I feel like the number 14 Ito and Takuma, and then you have Minamino. I feel like that's
the same person that.
Yeah, I'm probably Minamino and the Ito kid and Kamada. But I don't feel like they have like a lot of elite players in their squad. I watched their squad, you know.
So give me a second here, Alex. What I wanted to do is go on the Bundesliga page and look up on Eintracht Frankfurt. I think their star player currently is playing at Eintracht Frankfurt, starting 11, and I think he is the number 10. Even though he may play off the left or play off the right, but he plays from the middle, he's the number 10. Mm-hmm. And I think Daicha Kamada or something of the sort, some Daicha thing.
Yeah, man, he play number.
Yeah, I mentioned his name a while ago. I watch him play. He's a good baller. I never say he's a good baller. I just mentioned his name a while ago.
So there you go.
He play the number 9.
Yeah,
see the right
number 9.
You see me right behind the number 15 on the screen there.
All right. One thing I want to say is that he is in his best form right now. And you can look at Eintracht Frankfurt results to show you his performance with assists and goals. And I think that he's a perfect opportunity for Michael Hector and Kevin Lambert, if they are the defensive midfielders, to have a headache and to prove if they've improved over the months or the most recent weeks. Because he is on form right now. And I think that Japan game is not going to be easy because I think Japan is technically better than us. Ball control, first touch, passing,
I never said
all
no.
of those. most importantly, I think they're fitter than us.
But they're not clinical in front of
they're
goal, though. They're not clinical in front of
let,
goal.
let me finish, man. Let me finish. And I'm saying that the fact that their league continued while all of this was going on in the world, they do have a squad that doesn't suffer from unattached players and players who haven't played in the most recent months. So Japan is up and running and fit. And it's just a question if they play their best players against us.
All right. Mark, what say you?
Okay, hi guys. So looking at the team that was picked, I also tuned into the live Zoom meeting that the JFF had. And Coach Whitmore saying what he was saying is that, listen, these guys are playing for a spot. I think he has an idea of who he wants to play in the Gold Cup and the World Cup qualifiers. So these players are playing for a spot. Technically, I think we should be a little bit better technically. It just means how fast we move the ball in front of goal. I think Ravel Morrison who is in the squad, and I feel in the Japan game you have to go for Williams alongside Ravel. My reason being is that I feel that Hector is a little bit, he's too slow, and a lot of his passes go astray. With the Japan players, they're very fast. Whether they are technically sound in front of goal, that's another thing. But they are quick in the transition, and they press high. With someone like Hector, no, that's slow and not composed to moving the ball quick or skillful enough. I think that Ravel and Williams do a better screening in front of the defense. I feel that the coach will be giving McGee a game or two. And I think I've seen a couple of videos where McGee said that he's ready. He just don't know what's going on with the coach in Belgium. Now the coach that was there is gone now, so he should get some more game time. I'm looking forward to see Lamar Walker as well, to see what he has to bring to the table. I think Antonio saying that he needs a little bit more time to go over the contract. And I think someone said Bailey is coming in. So I think the team is looking good so far. I'm not sure why Jamal Lowe wasn't in the team. And I think Norman Campbell had some personal issues. But I think that we should be able to get.
That's the same reason for Jamal Lowe.
The same reason for Jamal Lowe? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I feel that we should be able to get some decent results out of these games. The Serbia game, I think that you probably can go with an Hector in that game, but for the two Japan game, you probably would have to go with someone else.
Right then, let me touch it then. You say we're better physically. You said I'm better technically than Japan, right?
I wouldn't say we're better technically, but I think we are thereabout. I think they are technically better and quicker in terms of ball transition.
Okay. And we're physically better than Japan, right? You agree?
Physically, we're stronger.
Okay.
In terms of fitness, but physically we're stronger.
And they're not good at set piece plays. Japan players are not good at set piece plays, and that's what I think that Jamaica can use that advantage. I see it more than one time in the Panama game, and even this South Korea game too, coach. People have to think positive, look inside the game, think like a coach. Watch them play, them can't get beaten. They bet their players are faster, but I don't feel like Michael the Hector fit that the first game. I feel like they should play him in the Serbia game, but not this game. You get
Exactly.
me?
Coach,
That's my sentiment.
I'm just saying
yeah,
though.
but I don't think, and I think Alex is right. Like, if all of us are saying Japan is going to beat the team and the under 23 team going to beat the team, and I mean, come on. I mean, at the end of the game, it's a game of football, and there are players who want to prove things, players who want contracts. You have an Alva Spoil going over there, who is out of a contract and looking at contract. These guys have something to prove and something to play for, and so
that's exactly what I was saying, Mannings, man.
yeah. So they are going
They
to
are
give.
going to Japan to play against Japanese who have not stopped playing football, have not stopped being attached
man.
to
So
clubs.
All right. So I hear your point, and yeah, man. And here's the thing. I hear your point, and your point is so fine. Japan, they have been playing, they are fitter than us, they are better than us, they are technically better, they have better players, they have a better squad, better coach, better facilities. I give them all of that. I played football, and I've seen players come there with rich appearance, better boots, better socks, better shank guard, and them can't pass me. I beat them. My team beat them. All I'm saying is that to say that we have no chance or to speak like we have no chance to beat Japan because of all of these factors is not based on what Whitmore, that's all I'm saying, based on what I've seen Whitmore done, it is possible.
But Manningsman, are you getting that from the panelists that they don't think that, but because from I'm listening, I believe Alex is saying that the team
Alex
is going
alone
to win well.
Yeah, Alex alone.
But Mark didn't say they are going to lose either. Mark said that they're going to do well. So I'm not sure.
Okay. So all right, Mark and Alex. So we get for the rest of panel then. Because all I'm saying is that there is a possibility that Jamaica could win the game. Do I expect them to? No, because the team has not been together long enough. But we could win because of how Whitmore normally sets up the team. Look at what happened. We scored against the USA first. If these players were fit and probably had a stronger bench, we could have come out of that game with a 1-1 draw or something like that. Then I said earlier, since Whitmore has coached Jamaica, except for the USA game, no team has scored 3 goals on a Whitmore coach team except for that game. When we got 8-0 from France in 2014, it was Schaefer who was the coach of the team. All I'm saying that Whitmore, not the best coach, but one thing he has done is get them players. This is not a bus Whitmore Park. Whitmore Park, the whole subway, Grand Central Station, Whitmore Park, which is the problem I have with him. I think Whitmore celebrate when him see all of them defenders here. Him probably start 11 defenders.
Manningsman, I think when I look at, I've looked at what Whitmore comments after the USA game, and I've looked at a couple of persons analyzing the game, and I think that more, right? Everyone is saying that that player is a little bit better than what we have, except Low. So he should complement him. I think everyone is saying that he's better on the ground, better in the tackles, and he should complement Low really well. And he was good on the ball as well. So when you have you have players like that for United, for Chelsea, if I can remember the top teams, and you always have one that's very good in here and one that's very good on the ground. And I think that's something that we have at this moment, coupled with our left back and right back. So I think defense and the goalkeeper is already sound, will sort itself out. With the 3 games that we are facing, I don't foresee us being rolled over. Tactics will be important, and I think that's what we are going at in terms of the tactics that Whitmore put out there. I, for one, just feel that we need a little bit more movements, someone that's a little bit more skillful to partner Ravel Morrison in midfield. I'm not sure what Daniel Johnson, why he's not in the team. I'm close to him. I can find out. But I feel that we are there. Our prospect for making the World Cup is really, 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 really high. So I don't think we have a problem in terms of winning game. I think it's just tactics. I think it's just tactics now, and I think Whitmore has the players to put together in his tactics and win games. We shouldn't lose no games. Not against the Mexicans, not against the USA, because we have the players. No, it's just get them gelling together and tactics. I think that's going to be key. So it's about coach putting his tactics and working his magic now.
Nah, coach.
Michael, what's your say on this Japanese team?
Japan. Well, Japan is Japan. They will control the possession. They'll look dangerous coming to the final third. Typically, they run out of ideas in the final third. Technically gifted, but not the quickest thinkers, and definitely not clinical. That being said, they defend really, really well. They play out from the back really well, which would make them susceptible to, would make us susceptible.
High press.
Yeah, no, the thing is, if you tight press them and you don't do it properly, you're susceptible. And that's my fear, is that we'll try to tight press them, because while we do have a lot of talented players, the high press is not their strength. So if we have a midfield with it depends again on the way Tapa presents, but if he goes with his typical 4-1-4-1, right, that would allow him to high press. But if two of those central midfielders are our typical, central midfielders who like to go forward, don't like to track back, we could have problems. I do like defensively what we have. I'm still concerned about the defensive midfielder, because the problem I see, especially with both, and I like the fact that we've taken these two games, the Japan-Serbia games, because what they will force Tapa to deal with is teams that can change formation during the game. They have enough talent and depth that they will change formation and change tactic. And the Serbian coach in particular is known for doing this, and Tapa, his history has not been that he's quick to react, So this will really put a test on him, and I'm really keen to see how he responds, because the lack of a true defensive mid bothers me. Because when people are making changes like that, if we go and line up the 4-1-4-1 that he likes with the defensive mid right there, and they spot this and make a shift, because you can easily shift this formation here to essentially take out that person, overload, the players coming in on that player. How do we react? Because we don't really have, two quality defensive mids. Will Tapa go with his normal thing and start Hector along with, say, a Liam?
Yes, I believe that's what he's gonna do. Start Hector and Lambert.
Honestly, that's exactly what I was expecting. So I want to see
Michael, you watch Lambert play, Michael?
I'm not saying can't play though. That's not the problem. We have two quality.
But some of the people in the panel are making like we don't have good players on the pitch, in the team.
Hold on, Alex. Alex, hold on. I don't think anybody's saying that. But one point I want to point out to you, gentlemen, is that this Japan team plays more than one formation. One of their strong formation is the same one that we play, the 4-2-3-1. So when you look at the matchups now, those two midfielders versus our two selected midfielders, how will that matchup be? Because I think it will also boil down to that, when it comes on to that.
What if
you get says Minji, what if you get set pieces? They can defend against set pieces. Yeah, about that. They're not good against set pieces, Coach Minley. They're not good.
We know that. But is one of hold on, Alex, is one of the Jamaican strength good at set pieces?
Yeah, anyone I follow them give right now, Corberg and Farm right now, Shemar Nichols, any one of them players they can aid in it, Coach. Then good at set pieces, Coach. And all our defense and all our centre back them good at set piece to Coach.
No. You can't make that statement, man.
I don't believe
look at the stats. You have
Jamaica,
to look at the stats.
Jamaica has not scored a lot of goals.
We don't score set piece goals.
I'm just saying though, we don't score set. When last we not score set piece goal?
Look, man. If you look at the history in the last, if you look at the last 20 goals, where the last 25 goals where Jamaica score internationally, 2 are from set piece, my friend. 2.
Coach,
no, you can't tell that we're good at set piece.
Coach, no man, Coach.
Yes.
Let me say this, right?
All right.
Realism, realism, right? Japan, I think, is 28 and Serbia is 21 in terms of the ranking. Jamaica in the 40s, which is around 20 ranking points that separates us. So all I'm saying is that the expectation is that because they're a higher ranked team, they are supposed to beat Jamaica. But on any given day, a Jamaica team that plays well defensively could, with all of these tall defenders against a Japan, can get a corner and a low winner header or Ethan Pinnock wins a header because we have some tall players. The possibility exists.
That's the point. Me actually show them manage, man. I didn't know get me actually show them say, but
right.
Like me an idiot.
But reality is
nobody said that, Alex. Nobody said that.
Reality is Jamaica.
Hold on, man. Let me clarify that part because we don't want a misconception. You are saying that they are weak at crosses or set pieces. But I asked the question, Alex, sometimes you have to listen, man. I asked the question if we are good at set pieces. And Michael came with the stats and said in our last 25 goals, we only scored 2 from set pieces. Not to say that if we go up against the Japanese team, we're not going to score by set pieces, but we're trying to shred this thing, look on it from strengths and weaknesses of both teams.
Minzy, Coach Minzy, you always tell me, Coach Minzy, not always good for look on stats only, Always look on the eyes, look with the eyes and watch what the team play, right?
Yeah. But we are not good at set pieces, right?
But the team haven't played yet, so you can't tell me. We must look at it. We have to go with something. Right now, it's a new team for us.
Exactly. Right? Jamaica team not set in stone.
Yeah.
So we can,
But let me finish. So let me finish because one of the other points I want to make is I can match up Minamino. I can match up Bobby Reid with him because they play in the Premier League, and I think Bobby Reid this season has produced better than him. Yoshida, who I think used to play in the Premier League, I think Liam Moore is just as good or even better than him. I think we have an excellent goalkeeper. So man to man, we may be able to say that we have better players, and they may have 2 or 3. Looking at the Japan team. But here's my big question, because there's one major issue, So I want to ask, like Cataract, or one of you guys who know Lewis Baker. Say Lewis Baker or Anthony Grant, the names that have been banded about. If one of these guys were playing in the center of midfield with the rest of this team, would you think we have a better chance?
Night, coach. Night, gentlemen. Bless up myself. Boy, look like this thing I'm lively. I want to be fair to the players, and my style is that once the coach pick a team, that's the coach's job, and the coach can continue with that job. Now, it's my humble opinion that the best, what I could find scouting wise and statistically, the best of the central defensive midfielders that we have is Kevin Lambert. And I think last night when we were selecting teams, most of the panelists and even the commenters accepted that. But we were not convinced about Kevin Lambert because some of us, including myself, even advocated moving either Leon Moore or Damian Lowe into the central defensive midfield to provide some additional cover and steal. But let me look at my stat site and tell you. First of all, the stat pickup from league all around the world, professional league. And so Kevin Lambert doesn't have any club statistics. But for Jamaica, there are statistics for him. In 2018, Kevin Lambert played 3 games for Jamaica, friendlies. 244 minutes. He started all 3 games. In 3 games, Kevin Lambert had 41 touches. My good friend Fresh God, get out the calculator.
41
touches in 3 starts.
At the defensive mid.
He recovered the ball 4 times and lost possession 10. He had 1 assist, created 2 chances, attempted 27 passes in 3 games. Now my math's good. That means it's a little about 8 passes a game as a link man. The accuracy is not too bad, 70%. But for a link man, you're looking at you're needing about an 80% accuracy to even be considered good. He contested 8 duels in 3 games. 8 duels in 3 games in central defensive midfield. That's less than 3 duels per game. He made 3 tackles in the 3 friendlies. 1 tackle per game. He conceded 2 fouls, didn't win any. He contested 1 aerial duel and he won that duel. He contested 7 ground duels and won 42%. Made 2 clearances, 2 interceptions, no blocks. No clean sheet was kept in the 3 matches he played. Now tell me, God Almighty, how are you dealing with, brother? I never said anything last night, because I like to give a man a fair chance. And look, 3 tackles as a central defensive midfielder.
Cataract, you.
That's 20. That's the 2018 stats. That's the 2018 stats.
Hold on, 2018.
When you pull up the stats when playing a Gold Cup Cataract?
Hold on, man. 2019. What was the Gold Cup? 2019. Okay.
No.
No, the Gold Cup was when?
We are talking about players that play for Jamaica Cataract. We're not
yes, I am talking Kevin Lambert.
Yeah, Kevin Lambert himself.
And Kevin Lambert.
All right, then pull up Devon Williams stats then.
No. Before him pull up Devon, a Cataract stats.
You asked me a question, I'm answering you. He played 2 games, meaning he was in 2 squads in 2019 and did not start and did not play any minutes. Right? In 2020, he was in 2 squads, no minutes, no starts. That's Kevin Lambert. So we can't go making up this thing as we go along.
Hold on. What you get to start something? He said 2020 he was in 2 squads, right? Jamaica, right?
Yes. And did not start and did not play.
Look, that's a lie because he played in Saudi Arabia game November 2020. So you're telling me that I don't know where you get
hold on. I get my statistics from Opta.
But wait, hold
on. If the Opta doesn't have it, you can't fight me and read from Opta.
Yeah, but
if at the time it goes in there,
but Opta would not have tracked the Saudi Arabia game because the Saudi Arabia game was not a competitive fixture. So it wouldn't have been included. So those games don't contribute to anything but development, So to add to your point, Cataract.
Right. So I've gone back to the last time that Opti Index tracked him was 3 games in 2018. Now tell me that a world-class centre-back that we don't need Isaac Hayden, we don't need Lewis Baker, we don't need Anthony Grant. I'm going to go to tell you the stats there. Recover the ball 4 times and lose possession 10 means that you are being personally trained by Michael Hector. Michael Hector is your personal coach. Because
preach the gospel.
Right? He's grooming you and teaching you, because let me tell you something. It is criminal for a central defensive midfielder to lose the ball more than he recovers it. That's a damning statistic.
Hold on,
man. You are the link man, and you have less than 10 passes per game. What are you linking? That is 5 passes per half, and you are the starter. It's not that he was a substitute, you know. He was a starter.
So Cataract.
You can test 8 duels. You can test 8 duels. That is less than 3 duels per game. That means, hold on. That means that if coach means he was to pull up, hold on, brother. I just don't know. I sit down and listen for an hour before I come on, you know, because I want to hear the other people then, right? Coach means if he was there, I don't think they have it, was to pull up a sofa heat map. You just see some pink.
Hold on, I'm still again.
No, they're not gonna give you that for friendly games, man. Right? What area do you have a fight to do in the middle of the park, right? But 7 ground duels, that means you're not attacking anything. And the 3 games that you play in Jamaica concede goals. 2 interceptions. You don't intercept the ball 1 time per game. You don't clear the ball 1 time per game. Come on, bro.
All right, then.
So I'm saying to you that we are in for a very long night.
All right, then.
Unless the player has improved himself.
Cataract, you hear me?
Yes.
Did you ever watch him play?
Brother, I watch football. No matter violate, brother.
Lambert play.
I have
not watched Lambert.
Hold on. I have watched Lambert play in the Jamaican Premier League. I have said it over and over. I do not watch the MLS and I do not watch the USL.
So you go.
They never used to. They never used to play in the Premier League.
You go be a stats, you know. You know watch the man play. You go be a stats.
God.
But football don't work that way, though. Alex.
I'm a coach saying no.
Alex,
watch a player.
Watch the player.
All right, then. You know what?
I watch the player.
No, Alex, I want to respond to you before.
I watched the player. I watched the player in the Jamaican Red Stripe Premier League before he transitioned to the USL.
Before he moved to USL, he was playing in Europe, you know. You didn't know that.
I did not watch those leagues. Brother, I don't, hold on, man. Brother, I support Leeds United. I watch Championship football and then I watch League One football. Mr. Man talk the truth. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm saying to you.
But if you don't watch a man play, you're going to say man a bad player then.
So hold on now. I watch him play for Jamaica.
Enough ball we see come from England and don't perform properly.
And a lot of ball. I have watched Kevin Lambert play for Jamaica. I watch every single Jamaican man.
But you never see that a while ago, me
Alex and Ketara, let me see if we can help you, right? Because the stats are very important. And of course, we have to look at the stats, all right? So just a little bit, because maybe we need to put things into context. I do agree with you that statistically, he's not the best option. He may be the best option out of all those who we have now who play that position, or we could move someone into that position. That's number one. That I'll give to you. And we need to look for better option moving ahead. That I'll give to you. Totally agree. But all right. However, hold on. However, this guy won. Let me give you a little bit because I don't know if you know all of this. He won. I think he won with Glenmuir. He won the Costa Cup with Glenmuir. He went to Mobile United at 18 years old, played a couple of seasons, and then he went to West Ham with Roddy Murray on trial at West Ham United. All right. It is after this now that he moved over into the USA. Really, his first, when he played for Jamaica at first, he was a 21-year-old making his debut, right? And I mean, Marky, the stats are bad, but I will say he has improved. Is he the best option going forward? No. But if I have a choice between him and Hector, I mean, it's like, what they call it, black pot and black. I don't even know the black pot, but who you going to choose?
That's what I wanted to ask
appreciate what you say. That I am willing to give him a chance because I am finished with Michael Hector.
I want to ask a question to you,
right?
Cataract.
Hold on. So, but I just want to come back to something, right? And there's one statistic. Because you're saying all this thing, me a mathematician outside of sound, man. Numbers don't lie, brother. You can try and pretty up anything you want pretty up. But when a man lay the numbers bare on you, hold on, brother, listen, brother, me listen, you know, me turn off my mic when I'm talking, look, I want to listen. Touches 3 divided by 41. Take out my calculator. Because I don't want a man say me bias against a youth. 41 touches in 3 games is 13 touches per game. Right? That means how involved are you in the game as the central defensive midfield? Listen to some numbers now. Lewis Baker, touches per game, 60. Isaac Hayden, 47. Marvin Bartley, 34-year-old Marvin Bartley at Livingston, the captain at Livingston in the Scottish Premier League, 34 touches per game. Anthony Grant, 52 touches per game. Kevin Stewart, 54 touches per game. 13 touches, you're not in a nobody league, yes, brother.
That's some damning
so
stats,
Hold on, man. I'm saying to you that when you bring a player from England, he must be better than what you have in Jamaica. I stand by that principle. Right? I believe if you have an equal player in Jamaica who is locally based, the local based player must get the opportunity. Right? But if you have someone that is so distant, and Manning's man, from him start me smile. If you have to tell me about Manning Cup, me know so where I start off on a wrong footing. Because when you talk about Andre Blake, you don't have to chat about nothing. Andre Blake a world-class keeper. If Lee Grant make a talk about Andre Blake, David De Gea Ghana, Spain, and him reach a Manu. Come know Manu will look for a keeper. That is what you call world-class. Leon Bailey can walk into any team in the Premier League. They're not starting every single team, but certainly from number 20 to 10, including maybe not Leeds, because our right side kind of deadly. But from number 20 to number 11, Leon Bailey start and walk in the team. And he's certainly coming on as a substitute. From number 5 go down. When you are a world-class player, there is no argument. Everybody sees and knows it. But what I'm talking about, Kevin Lambert is not even a good player. He's the best that we have. And so I'm going to give him an opportunity to say, you have been working on your craft over the last 3 years. And unfortunately, no fault of his, he couldn't be working on any craft in 2020 because there was COVID.
All right, so let me say this.
Hold on. Hey, gentlemen, Alex, hold on. After me, I'm Manning's man, then you, Alex. Cataract, in the meantime, what more you do? More you pull up the man who you don't like stats. Because I try to find it on the Apta index thing down. Apparently, I don't know if you use that yet. So more you find the great essential defensive midfield.
You have to pay for it. To get the deep stats, you have to pay for it. You understand? So you might
Okay. All right.
Have a credit card at each time. So let me run it. I am going to spend my money on Michael Hector. Okay? I'm not a hater.
All right, man, your time.
All right. So my point, remember that my thing is that Lambert, I think right now, he's the best we have in this present squad. And if I have a choice between him and Hector, I'll give him a chance. So I agree with Cataract on that. But what I don't like is that you use 3 games in 2018 because that is stats you can find. But when you're using the other players who are playing in the championship, it's not international game, it's club game. All I'm saying is it would be good if we can match up his club stats at Phoenix Rising, though it's a way lower league with the league that those guys, because it's league game, because international football and league football is different. I'm not saying that he's better than them. All I'm saying that we can use international stats to match up against the next set of players using their club stats. Also, when you say that boy, Leon Bailey, world class, agree. Andre Blake, world class, can walk in any Premier League team. Can KC Palmer walk in any Premier League team? Can some of these other players from England walk into any Premier League team? So if they can't, does that make them non-world class? And how different are they from some of the other players who we say can walk in a Premier League team? Because they are in the championship because they can't make a Premier League team. For some of them, not all of them.
You almost, but not quite. Sorry.
Hold on.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, well, I make Alex ask him point now. We'll try to put the thing in order.
All right, Cataract.
Alex.
When name the miracle, are they getting a Jamaican passport? Are they going to play for Jamaica?
Yes.
You have to ask yourself.
Yes.
Talk about player.
Yes.
Some of them.
Yes. And coach, me even send through coach and Manning's man. Hold on, brother. Because when I talk, I try to be credible. Manning's man can tell you. Anything he ask me for, I can't send him the physical application for some of the player them. God above. Me no run joke, brother.
But I already mentioned Isaac Hayden and Wells, the guy that played in Turkish league. What do you call again?
Lewis Baker.
Are they getting the Jamaican passport?
Lewis Baker has indicated his desire to play for Jamaica.
Yeah, but until he gets his Jamaican passport.
All right, okay. All right, so let's just talk about Anthony Grant. Then,
yeah.
Players like and Kevin Lambert cannot walk in Anthony Grant's shoe, and Anthony Grant is at 33 years old.
All right,
it can't happen. The only players in terms of Jamaican heritage that can come in terms of Anthony Grant is Isaac Hayden and Lewis Baker. That is the gold standard. But if you want a silver standard, I would say Anthony Grant. But I'm going to tell you he's a gold standard because age catches up with a player. Marvin Bartley can come in Jamaica central defensive midfield. He has started every single game in the Scottish Premier League. He's the captain of Livingston. But somehow people just get fixated on age. Why Brendan Rodgers, when he was looking with his life on the line in the last 10 minutes to win a FA Cup, why he looked at 37-year-old Wes Morgan? And if we were to raise Wes Morgan's name in one of these forums, man, I would say, where are you going with 37-year-old? Class is class, brethren.
Wes Morgan, the best defender Jamaica have right now.
What?
I don't business. No, listen is good. Listen is good. Italy carry Buffon at 41 the World Cup. PSG buy him at 43. No, listen me good. Football, just like you said, Cataract, is about class. So if you want to explain to anybody here this man-to-man comparison, and that's the point I was making, I wanted to make earlier, Cataract. When you look at Daichi Kamada that played at Eintracht Frankfurt, 5th in the league, he played every game for them. Every game he played for Frankfurt, carrying them to 5th place. Japan starter. I mentioned him earlier. When you look at our central defensive midfield versus him, you know, is a mountain to an ant I talk about in terms of ability, in terms of performance, in terms of what man currently doing. Separate and apart from that, when Liverpool bought Minamino, which is a person that we may face in the game, when we really got to tell them this and think that full 2 centre back them can hold on pan clap, star Japanese signing, when send out on loan, we have to recognize talent. So we can't just identify, say, because I'm Jamaican, we love them blindly. No, I'm an Arsenal fan, and I can tell you this. If I was to argue with you the point, say, Aubameyang is the best striker in the league, I could argue the case to a certain extent based on performance. But without that performance, I couldn't use this season to make the case that he is the best striker in the league. So it's a similar thing when we look at these players. If a man playing in the MLS, he play for Glenmuir is, I won't even bother mention that in the world settings. But when you look at the world game, we have to wheel and come again with the central defensive midfielder, and it is woeful. If we're going to think about Kevin Lambert as a long-term prospect for us, because what we think about football players matters very little, you know. You see, the fees that are attached to signing them dictate their talent level and their potential. And if the potential at 24 has not been assessed as such, we can't be, boy, we're sorry for the man, so we're going to this and that. No, we need to be out there experimenting and trying new players so that we can have a better quality in central defensive midfield.
Brother, if some of my money not get them passport that makes sense, we talk about them.
Hold on.
We are talking about players and not get them documents.
Alex, you are talking about players. No, Alex, you are be disingenuous. I'm going to rub you out.
Why
you are talking about players. Hold on about.
Someone have a dead cataract.
No, you can't come in. Listen, talking about even Lambert to Grant, it's like you come in one dub for dub. And I'm going to play one intense. I'm going to play one intense when I play one Dennis Brown. No. You have something that is tried and tested and proven. Lambert
I agree that Anthony Grant is better than Lambert. I agree.
No, but hold on, what I'm saying, you know, me now rub out the youth. Me I say, give the youth him chance, because at this moment there are no better options, right? But when you cannot size him up against any of the prospects. Me not tell you someone want to talk about Max Aranza, whatever players who have said no, I'm not playing for Jamaica. I'm talking about players who are either said yes, who are either waiting on the GFF to contact them, or who have said, give me until the end of the season or a specific time, let me make my decision.
Why give them at the end of the season when you know them will make decision for England? Exactly like Ivan doing it. The man
we're talking central defensive midfield, man. Alex, right? But I want to coach ask me to do something.
Hold on. See, before you do it, Cataract.
No, do it. I realize
how much a pay fee? How much a pay fee? How much a pay fee?
No, man. Look here, when we play the other day, I get money. I'm not run them show. The thing. Coach. It looked like
Cataract, you would want to get back some super chat so you can get back some money.
It looked like Michael Hector is Kevin Lambert reincarnated, or vice versa. In 2021, Michael Hector played 4 games. Kevin Lambert in 2018. A different time. 3 minutes played. 244 for Kevin Lambert, 264 for Michael Hector. Starts 3 for Kevin Lambert, 3 for Michael Hector. How we doing?
Good so far.
216 touches in 4 games. Michael Hector. 19 ball recoveries and lose possession 42 times. Same thing for him protege. You're losing twice as many almost as you are winning. And we see that for Jamaica. No goals, no assists. 1 chance created. 186 passes attempted. 79% passing accuracy. Okay, maybe passing to the opposition. No crosses, no that. 29 duels. 3 tackles. 3 tackles in 4 games. Let's get back to Kevin Lambert. What do we see with Kevin? See the same thing? 3 tackles. Fouls conceded 2. Michael Hector conceded 5 fouls. There you go. They're pretty much the same. Mike, how can you go through a season as a central defender or a central midfielder? No interceptions, Michael Hector. 6 clearances, 2 blocks, and 2 yellow cards. And you go pick up 2 yellow cards in the 4 games. So the facts are there. In 4 games, you make 6 clearances. That means you don't make 2 clearances per game. And it's the same. So they are similar statistics. So those who are 8 per Michael Hector know that his statistical profile.
In better than Lambert.
No, man.
Cataract, sir.
In a better than Lambert.
The people that are asked for 2021, that's still enough.
For Lambert, 2021 stats.
No, there's
And
no,
play three game already.
there's no 2021 stats. Some, listen, for after, remember that after first starts with the top league, so they will take the MLS stats, right? They do the top league in a country. So maybe by the end of the season just start, they will populate their database. I don't know. I'm just presuming that, right? But which central defender we have in the MLS?
Lambert stats is way better 2021. Go watch his stats and so.
Oh, God. Go watch his stats and so far. Okay.
Hold on there.
Coach at the sofa, boss man. Coach at the sofa.
Hold on, me ask a question, Keter. Can you say USL no good, right? Do you know USL have some good
No, I said that USL is not a good football league. USL is a football league that is a stepping stone. It's a cut above the Red Stripe Premier League. It is a professional league. It allows players to get professionalism, young players. Okay. 19, 20, 21. But when you're at 24, 25, and 26, which is the midpoint of your peak, and you still there, sir, we have to ask some question marks. That's me.
But what if the man not getting a contract? You ask yourself that.
But if you are so great,
if the people who run football teams don't think you're worthy of one, you don't just want a contract and get one.
But
people who make their money from owning football franchises, who need to turn profits, need to put a product on the field. And if they don't believe that you are that product, you will not get a contract. Simple as that. When you tell me that a guy got trial in West Ham, hundreds of kids got trial in West Ham. It's when West Ham offers your contract, then you know you have done something. A whole heap of man trial. Okay? That means nothing. It means they saw that you had the modicum of talent required to be there. But talent alone don't make a footballer. Right? So you have to go there and show them the full range of what is a footballer. And unfortunately, this young man has not shown it. And it shows on the field. It shows in his stats. Stats, yes, is a number. You can use and abuse them all you want. But fundamentally, the numbers matter. You can't play so many matches over a period of time and don't lift your level to a certain minimum standard. Because that is what the professional top leagues want. And he has not shown it. I'm not being rude to him, but it happens. A whole heap of guys we thought were great never cut it because when they go there, they don't reach the standard. Simple. I know nobody don't hear nobody here.
And you know, Michael, to add to that, when we look on Kevin Lambert's stats, you know, because it's like cataract opener, you know, when I'm weakness, I'm disciplined, you know. Based on what I see on the stats thing, all right. And when I'm weakness, I'm disciplined. And 243 minutes, 0.3 goals per game, 1.3 shots per game. 3 games in play, Mr. Right? Him start 3 of them, 81 minutes. Touches 48 in the 3 games. Accurate. This has to do with passing. Accurate per game, 72%. Now your own half, 79%. Opposition half, 63%.
Coach, just one that. Remember, it's 21 passes. So you have to say how much passes at 72%. So 21 passes per game at 72%.
Oh, all right. Yeah, man. Sorry about that part. I'm left off. And in the opposition half, 9 passes, which is 63%. His own half, 12.3 passes, which is 79%. So his defensive section of it, interception per game, 3.3. Tackles per game, 3.7. Possession 1, none. Dribbled pass per game, 0.3. Clearances per game, 2. Successful dribbles, 0.7, which is 33%. Total duels won, 7.7, which is 51%. Ground duels won, 5, which is 56%. Aerial duels won, 2.7, which is 44%. Possession lost, 11.7, fouls 2, 1 yellow card.
Coach, I want to go over it. Let's go over it slowly for all the fans in the commentary. For each category, I'm going to read Anthony Grant and you read Kevin Lambert. So we can
No, man. No,
hold on, Papa. We are taught the same season.
No, man. But we do agree. No, but we do
man,
agree that he's better.
Hold on, man. It's not about better. I want us to understand where the level is because a player can do way better than you or not. Coach, just start and we'll go through quickly and look for the 2 player there. Because
all right,
you find
3 matches.
33
and 3
matches.
starts.
31 start.
81 minutes.
84 minutes.
No team of the week he has made because of 3 games so far.
None.
Attacking goals 1.
3.
Scoring frequency 241 minutes, I guess, per game.
920 minutes per goal.
All right, so goals per game 0.3.
0.1.
Shots per game 1.3.
0.4.
Shots on target per game 0.3. So based on what we did so far, it looked like Lambert a lead, you know.
No, because and I'm going to say to your wife because Anthony Grant is not an attacking midfielder. He plays CDM. He's not a CM. But I will tell you why. But keep going on.
But he's a CDM. Lambert a CDM.
Hold on, man. But keep going. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. But
all right. On the passing section of it, assist none. Touches 48.
53.
Big chances created none. Key passes 0.
0.2.
All right, accurate in terms of his passing per game 21.3, which is 72%.
Right. No, so 21.3 passes per game at 72. Anthony Grant is at 33 passes per game at 81.
All right.
Accuracy.
Accuracy in his own half 12.3 per game, which is 79%.
All right, so that's a correct calculate, coach. It's not 12.3 70. It's 12.3 passes he makes.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Right. Okay.
Which is 79%.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
19.6, 88% accuracy.
All right. In the opposition half, 9, which is 63%.
13.5, 73%.
Long balls, 3.3, which is 63%.
3.8, 63%.
Chip passes, 1.3, which is 33%.
1.5, 48% accuracy.
And because I'm a defensive midfielder, accurate crosses would have been 0.
0. That's right.
All right, so defensive.
So Ola, before we go on, what we have now is Anthony Grant is a better passer of the ball.
Right. And Lambert is a better attacker.
Right?
So
we're there.
All right, on the defensive end, which is very critical. This is the critical part for me.
Right.
All right. So interceptions per game 3.3.
1.2.
How much?
1.2.
Tackles per game 3.7.
1.5.
Possession 1 0.
0.3.
Dribbled pass per game 0.3.
0.6.
Clearances per game 2.
1.8.
Error led to shot 0.
0.
Error led to goal 0.
0.
Penalty conceded none.
Right. So at defending,
Lambert is leading.
No, man, not leading, man. They are around the same. Lambert has more interceptions per game, right?
More tackles.
Right.
Dribbled pass less.
Right. So that means that Anthony Grant is dribbling pass
more easier than Lambert.
Right.
So you know what this are telling me now, Cataract? Lambert is a better box to box. The only thing he needs to work on in comparison to Anthony Grant now would be his passing.
Right. To be a link man.
Right.
But go on the other side of it now. Right. The successful dribbles.
All right. I have 0.7, which is 33%.
0.2 at 57%.
Total duels won 7.7, 51%.
Total duels won 5.3 at a 61%.
That's on. Oh, yeah, well, let me continue.
So what it is saying, is that when you have 7 at that, right? If you multiply it, you will get the total number of duels. So what I'm saying to you, it works out. You have to work it out to know. The percentage of success tells you how successful you are at dueling.
Yeah, man, I know that, but
right.
I hear Grant has a lesser but a higher percentage.
Right. So he wins more of the duels that he goes into.
Okay, cool.
Right.
All right, ground duels 5.56.
Ground duels 3.4, sorry, 64.
Aerial duels 2.744.
Aerial duels 1.3, 52.
Possession lost 11.7.
9.2.
Fouls 2.0.
1.
Was fouled 0.7.
2.2.
Offside 0.
0.
Yellow card 1. 3
for the season. In 33 games.
Yellow to red, none.
None.
Red card, none.
Right.
So I would presume though, Cataract, from this is that they are not wide and far apart.
No.
That is my interpretation.
And I'm gonna put a slight twist on it, and I want the other people to come in.
Mm-hmm.
Firstly, you're talking about a 24-year-old versus a 33-year-old.
True. And
right?
another factor is 33 games versus 3 games.
Yeah, man. But
right.
remember statistics is extrapolation,
Right.
It now going to change much over the season. You're now going to turn to 100% person. You track these things over time. It's a trend, right? Lambert, what this tells me, can develop.
Mm-hmm.
But at this particular time, he has clearly gotten better from 2018 to now, right? But he has a way to go.
Mm-hmm.
The concerns for me are some key statistics. Possession lost, 11 per game. If you're in double figures per game.
If you round it off, it will be 12.
12, right? So
that's
once you go into double figures lost of possession.
Yeah, that's critical. And
you're losing possession now, not as an attacking midfielder in the opposition.
As a defensive midfielder.
You're losing position closer to your goal.
In your own half, right?
Right. The dueling percentage means you're going into a lot of duels, but not winning them.
Mm-hmm.
So Anthony Grant, Kevin might improve because players like Anthony Grant and James Milner and those players, as you get older, you get wiser.
So he will outguile him.
To go in. No, you know when to go into your tackles.
Right.
That is something you have to just comes with experience. James Milner is almost 40. And when Liverpool needs, they bring him on to steal up the midfield.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Sure.
Because that's what you learn. What I like about Lambert, right, to be honest, and say to you, is that he has improved his number of touches per game dramatically. He has improved it. He hasn't gone above 50 touches per game, which is
he's 40 odd, which is close.
Right, 40 odd. So he's getting there, right? 48. Mm-hmm. He's getting there, but not quite there. Right?
All right.
The passing, because remember, a defensive midfielder has 2 roles, break up play and restart and link up the game. So this tells me that Kevin is not quite the link man we're looking for. He might be a destroyer, sort of like Ndidi at Leicester. Nicky Butt could have passed the ball when he did it. More like Ndidi at Leicester. They just break up the play, but they need somebody else to be able to restart the play. So you have to have somebody close to them.
Coach, I think because none of us were saying that Lambert is world class, All we were saying is that in the squad right now, he's the best option. And even when you look at this,
co-sign that.
Yeah, because when you look at this now,
Agreed.
What I'm saying is that this now put a little a little spanner in the wheel. And here's why I say that. Because no, why would a coach, why would Whitmore know then? Say, all right, let us bring in an Anthony Grant. I'm just asking, when we have a 24-year-old who have a propensity to possibly get better, maybe if we can find a way to move him to the championship in England or a league in Europe. Because maybe if Lambert were playing in a tougher league with better players, he would develop. So should we look for an older player? You understand me? Should we go past a Michael Hector then and these guys and say, listen, let us work with Lambert, see if we can get him outside of the USL. Because just maybe if he goes outside of the USL, like I said, with better player, better league, he probably, maybe, you don't know what will happen, but I think he may improve because every year he has gotten better. This man was a clown in the Register Premier League, you know, when people heard that Lambert left from Jamaica, gone overseas, people are wondering about some politics and some trickery in it, you know. So for him to be at that place and to reach where he's at now, mean that this guy in 4 years has improved significantly. Imagine what the next,
But Mannings, man, and it solidifies my point again as well. Lambert, as according to Cataract, is the protege of Michael Hector. And if they are in a similar way,
you get to the Hector.
it could be that we don't need Hector, or it is a matter of Whitmore likes these types of players.
You know, I would get like a grant. I would get I would get a grant in the team to kind of, because he's better than Hector, to help develop Lambert, because Hector may not be the best person because he's 27 and he doesn't have the discipline, and Hector prefers to play centre back. So if I'm going to get a grant, I'll say, listen, part of your role is to help Kevin Lambert, right? Because in the next 2 years, we want him to occupy this position. You have some experience, you have around a year leave, come in, but that is your primary role. You may not start every game, but in training, this is the guy we want you to mentor. Because right now, Hector can't mentor Lambert, brother.
Can I say something?
Just let me say something quickly and then we'll stop. I want you to, Mannings, man, touch on that thing. When you look at Anthony Grant, is scouting, he has no significant weaknesses, which means he's competent in all aspects. That means he can help a player develop. So I am 100% man. The two of us see the thing the same way. When you bring a player in that is better, it must be with a plan that he or she in the Reggae Girls is going to develop the local talent and bring them up to a level. But the last thing I was about, when you look at the stats, remember, you are talking about playing against two different levels of competition. So doing those stats in the USL may not mean you can translate those stats into the MSL or even to the English leagues. So we have something we can work with. And I would agree with you 100%. And I will let the next person come in. I think at that age and stage that Anthony Grant is, he can't see himself more than helping Jamaica qualify for the World Cup and teach a man how for, when the coach not looking around, take Lambert, Josh and Anglin and say to them, look here, I saw your position for your ball. I saw your interceptor pass. These are the tackles you don't go into. This is how you read space. Experienced players pass on wisdom. Michael Henderson in Liverpool has gotten better because he has learned from James Milner. James Milner has been a journeyman, but he has been able to pass on his skill set and his knowledge and his experience. So next man come in.
Yeah. If we are to be fair, right, and look on the team now, right, Lambert and Joshua Anglin, right, would be the only two natural CDMs in the team right now. Naturally. Lambert and Anglin is the only two natural CDM. Now we have to understand this now. Hector was only used in the C was turned into a CDM because we were missing in that area from Austin left. So we can't really beat Hector because Hector really naturally is a CDM. So anything is a CB, is a centre back. So some of the things about what I expect a CDM really do. To be fair to Hector, Hector not really have them then naturally because he's naturally a CDM. So Tapa really did that try make him in our CDM to try to fill the gap because he saw that Hector was good at long range passing. So to be fair to Hector, really, he's not really a CDM. So some of the things we are trying to expect too much on him. Right? He might not really want CDM. So we can't to kill him. But right now, Minutes in the defense, many think him better than Lambert as a natural CDM. And based on the CBs that we have right now, him the last, him the way behind. We put Mario far in front of him too. So right now, me personally not really see him in the team. However, we have to understand based on what we have right now. And Tapa Whitmore has been using Hector, right? And maybe to Tapa with more Hector is more experienced in the team as a CDM and him, and Lambert, even though he's a natural CDM, him young. So maybe Tapa does have faith in a Hector same way, and I hope so why Lambert will come and get into the groove and fill the spot. So we can't really kill Hector, but right now Hector, many think Hector is the man for the team right now. Truthfully speaking, but we all know say Tapa not lift him out. Tapa not really lift him out at the squad not at all. Right now. Maybe until we get some better natural CDMs. But based on I don't remember, I was watching a program. I don't remember if it was Simon Preston's program or if it was on the same coaches this way. I don't know if Cataract, were you the person who read out the letter that was sent to JFF by
Yes.
Grant?
Yes.
And if I can recall well, it's the same thing Mr. Grant was saying, that he knows in the letter that he's of age now, but he still is fully fit and ready to give off any service he can, teach who him can and come offer his services as best as possible and help you reach a World Cup. So he knows that.
And
so it would be good to have him as a natural, yeah. It would be good to have him as a natural CDM right now in the team. Teaching Lambert right now.
And I just want to say one thing. He did make clear that he saw his role when I spoke to him. Honestly, he never mentioned our CDM, but he mentioned seeing something about our younger creative players. And his role is an enforcer to make sure that they are protected on the field. Right? Because you need an enforcer if you're going to have so many skill like Tyreek McGee and those kind of skill Peter Lee Vassell who don't really tackle back and who other CDM on the opposite side are going to try bite them. You need a man that are going to put it on them and defend them in the field. That's how the midfield work goes. Right? Patrick Vieira used to be the enforcer that allowed Emmanuel Petit to dance around in Arsenal midfield with him long hair, knowing that if a man do him nothing like Roy Keane, Patrick Vieira go get to him. So if you're going to have all these creative young players coming in, you need an enforcer, and somebody has to teach you how to enforce, because you have to enforce without getting yourself red carded or carded. You made a very salient point in saying that our search for natural CDM, there are two kinds of players that play there. You have those who are disciplined is the number one attribute of a central defensive midfielder. You cannot get carried away and go in and join in the attack. You can't run past your attacking midfielder. You can't be ball watching. Right? Discipline. And Lambert's weakness as identified by SOFA is discipline, and that concerns me, right? So, bless up Dre Weather. So, he has to learn how to be disciplined, and that's something that can be taught, right? So it's a good look. But the last thing I'd leave, I don't know if there's any Chelsea fan or Spurs fans here. Anthony Grant was developed by Jose Mourinho, and there is no better defensive coach that I can think about. Maybe Sam Allardyce. Yeah, maybe Sam Allardyce. Who, in terms of training and developing defensive-minded players. So Lewis Baker is going to give you the same kind of thing because he came out of that Chelsea when Mourinho came the second time around, right? Lewis Baker is going to give you that same thing, but Lewis Baker operates both in the opposition half and the defensive half. If you look at Anthony Grant's heat map, it's stop at the halfway line because you know that discipline that you are not to go beyond. And I think Jamaica has to look at the two weaknesses. Right back is a weakness and central defensive midfield is a weakness. There is no going around it.
So we conclude on that position. So Cataract, and for the persons who came in a little bit late, we're trying to look on the Japan team and the Serbia team to see how well Jamaica will do against them. And the discussion was on that the Japanese team is a good team, technical team, move the ball pretty quick, and they are not so good at set pieces. They are not a physical team. So how do you believe that will match up against this sort of team in a Japan? Michael.
Somebody attack?
Yeah, I call on Michael, so you can jump in
Mike.
after. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. As I said earlier, I like our chances against Japan. They do all the things we said they do. What gives us I think an possible advantage is we have a mobile backline, very mobile and agile backline, which will allow us to move out of defense fairly quickly. But again, the CDM becomes even more important because the CDM needs to be able to do that link up play really well. And a CDM who loses the ball as much as ours do causes a lot of concern. I agree though with what has been said. He is this young man here, Lambert, seems to be, the one we're grooming, and he needs to get some minutes. So this is up to the GFF. Honestly, we needed to be playing more internationals, more friendlies, and we haven't. So there's nothing we can do about it. No, we have to play the games and we have to give it a good effort. We will. I don't think anybody's going to travel that far to go and get embarrassed. But the discipline thing is really a key thing. We're away and we have a history. Not so much of late, but we do have a history of folding when things get tough. I don't want to see any of that. I still hurt from that 7 we pick up in Bolivia because the guy them couldn't bother after them give up the first 2 easy goals. I don't want to see none of that. I want to see them go play and play properly. Even if we don't win, I want to see them play in the position right. I think what Lambert's stats show is a willingness to join the attack, and as Cataract rightly point out, he has to have that discipline to know he can't do it because that is his position. If he does maintain himself in his position, what I do like is his technical capability. He can carry the ball. He's good on the ball, and that actually will be a benefit to us. Another point though, don't think that the Japanese are soft. You know, they're not. You know, yes, they like to play the ball around, but they're physical, man. You look at every one of them; they're built like trucks. No, seriously. I mean, you look at any one of these guys; they're built, man. You know, nobody's bouncing any of them off a ball. You know, so as good as or as big as our guys are, they'll put the ball on the ground and run around you. So, you know, so we have to be very careful of that. Honestly, I'm going to put it out there. I see us winning 1-0.
All right, brave talk. All right, no problem. All right, Crooks, you did ask me something.
My time
after Crooks, then Devon.
My time for that now?
Yeah, Crooks, go ahead.
We can't underestimate that Japan team. First thing, them have based on the squad. Let me zoom up that thing. Based on the squad, they may have, you know. I know 5 of the players them on the squad, and they're really, really good. We're talking about a Kamada, right? I think he playing in Germany, if I'm not lying.
Yeah, man.
Kamada plays in Germany.
The number 9 there, yeah.
We have Minami Takumi, right? Where they on loan right now. I think him there. Southampton, the red man there, right?
Yeah, man.
May I say Endo right as a big baller. Really, really, really top midfielder there. And another way for joke on. Young and another way for joke on. The 2 centre back them. Me people talk about defense. The 2 centre back them solid. Yesterday you name Tommy also. Don't matter feel like said no striker what we have can bounce on that boy. Them chang and them fast and them good on the ball. May I tell you. Tommy also is very strong and him good on the ball. So nobody feel like so not we striker them can just go bouncing down as we feel like as me so man. So them short and them now the height and him strong. And Yoshida very experienced.
The number 6 player for Stuttgart.
Yeah, the Endo.
Yeah.
Him really good. And the 2 central defensive the 2 centre back them really good. So and nobody way for run them 2 man, especially Yoshida, who would be experienced, is definitely not nobody where you can really run on as we please. So we have to be very strategic, you know what go about it. I don't see Japan really beating us. Anyway. I mean they have more chemistry than we, but when I think they have a beat is bad. If them doing it could be 1-2-1 or 1-0, but we can pull out some upon them if we go as planned. But the midfielder really have to be good. Like seriously, because their counter attacking is very good. I mean them not good at scoring goals and things, but them can them transition from defense to forward to attacking. Them very good at it. Them very good at it.
Yeah, so, as Alex did say, they will create chances, but they're not.
Yeah, man, they will create. Yeah, they will create a whole heap of chances. They're not that clinical, but may I tell you, the midfield we create chances. Me hear somebody say earlier and say, I think nobody can hold me in a meter, but I think the last time we play against Argentina, I remember well said Taxi really hold Messi. You know, if I mean alone, that's it. Remember well said Taxi Marshall Messi in a way. I mean, I don't know. If Messi they pan make him
how much we get in that game?
No, man, you're not hear me answer, man. Taxi play Messi well. Even the commentators them said, everybody see it say Taxi really. So ball game play on the field, not on paper really. But what would I really beat we now is the chemistry, right? And the fitness level and that. But many think Japan are really beat you, but if them do beat we, and maybe 1-2-1 or 1-0 or so, but we can pull out some upon them. But me, somebody say Hector should have played at Serbia. Hector can't play none of them match here. For me. None of them. Lambert is the man.
All right, cool. Devon.
And that note, who just finished talking?
Crooks,
you have been doing some good work. Because that's exactly what I was coming to say. But you forget the maestro in the middle of the park. You forget Kagawa. Let me tell you something.
Shinji Kagawa.
Yes.
Yes,
this Japanese side. this Japanese side is not a walkover. We have to go there and prepare to be disciplined and play some good football. This Kamada kid, super talented. The weakest part of the Japanese team, and the reason why I'm saying that is the weakest part, it's ageable, is their defense. Because you're looking at Yashida at 32 and Nagatomo at 34. You know, you have another guy there, what's his name? He's 28 years old. And then you have the young kid who play wing back. I think he's 22. But this Japanese team is not a walkover. If we don't go there with a plan, we won't get a result out of it. But from history, Jamaica playing with Japan, we always play well against Japan. Whether it's in the World Cup or that 14 tournament, I don't know who was around who at that time to remember that game. I think Japan beat us something like 2-1. It was held in Japan as well. You know, we're not talking about the under 23 that get 9 over there. You don't expect a Japanese under 23 team to be playing for 2 years, and you pick up a team in a 2 week, never have a training session. You just pick up a bunch of players, unfit players, and go play with them. You must get a whipping. But when it comes on to the Serbia game, this is the game that we have to be very, very cautious about, because the nature of that team. A team is a good team, it's a big team. You know, it's a big team, big in play, big in size, and you can't forget that there were once the Brazilian, which when it was Yugoslavia of Europe, you know, it's split up into Serbia, and you have Montenegro, you have Croatia, and so forth. But they always have good footballers. You know, you can underestimate them. And if we don't go there to play a very disciplined game and think we're gonna run at them like no tomorrow, we will probably end up getting 4. But I can see Jamaica getting a result from the Japanese senior team. We might lose the Serbia game, but we should definitely win the under 23 game. You know, and I think Whitmore will do more experiment with the team in the lesser game, which is the U23. If it was me, and I am so defensive heavy in that game, this is where I would experiment with a three at the back, with a 3-5-2 formation, to see how low Moore and Pinnock handle themselves in a 3 at the back. But they have to be very disciplined. And when you play 3 at the back, you can't play too wide, because you have Kemal Lawrence and whosoever is playing on the right side, and they have to play as fullbacks.
Well, Devon, me like the 3-5-3 idea, but you see, if this team was playing together for a long while with the 3 players that we have, me not too trust 3 at back right now.
No, the reason why I said that, you know, you're playing a Japanese under 23 team, which is a lesser team.
Oh, you mean that team? Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
We could experiment with that.
Yeah, that's why I said the lesser team. So with the under 23, I think, and with with a Liam Moore, Ethan Pinnock, and a Damian Lowe, who have so much games underneath their belt. Liam Moore is a Premier League defender. I don't see them falling apart playing an under 23 team. You know, not today, not tomorrow, and never. They have too much experience under them belt to fall apart. Okay?
Coach, can I just say something? Let me just add just for 1 minute. Because I don't do we remember that Jamaica played Serbia before?
Yeah.
In 2014.
Lost 2-1.
Watch this. We had a team that
in Miami, I think.
All right. You remember that they had Tadic was on that team, Kolarov was on that team, Matic was on that team, Ivanovic was on that team, and I believe the Jamaica team was worse than this team.
Yeah.
All right, and I mean it was a game that we could have won. It was a mistake that caused it, right? So at the end of the day, man, it is the ball is round. And so it is possible that we could beat this Serbia team and this Japan team. It may not happen because of all the factors around the Jamaica team. They have better squads than us. But like I said, listen, I know Coach Whitmore. And when I watched this Reggae Boy, I thought Marino Park bus. Brother, I tell you this, Whitmore Park, the Grand Central Station.
Subway, everything.
Everything, all of the chain them, everything locked down.
Yeah, but one thing I don't like with that strategy is that when you park the bus, you have to park the bus with a purpose. They park the bus.
I have a problem with it too, you know.
They park the bus. When the ball comes out, nobody pushed onto the ball. Everybody still stay there. They will pick you apart. The Serbians, if you do that to them, they're going to pick you apart. When the ball comes back out, somebody have to push onto the ball quickly to force their hands. You can't sit down and watch them coming back at you. They're going to pick you apart because guess what? You're flat and not anticipating what's coming at you. Okay? So everybody needs to play tentatively, and as soon as that ball come out, the closest man to the ball put pressure on the ball. Okay? And you have to defend them in groups. If you don't defend them in groups, you're going to have problems. And when I say defend them in groups, the closest man to the ball must always put pressure upon the ball. The second closest man to the ball always provides some cover. The third man to the ball provide the balance. So that ball cannot come through those gaps. They have to turn back and start again. If you can't come on this side, you have to come on the other side, and we're going to do the same thing and close the other side down. And if you're not doing that against the Serbians, and you're going to sit and wait for them to come back at you when that ball comes out, you're going to be in problems. Because we don't know yet. We don't know yet if Moore and Pinnock can defend those high balls coming in. I know of Damian, but you cannot put the workload on him alone. You'll kill him.
One thing I can tell the panelists is that I'm certain that Jovic and Tadic are giving worries. You say? Worries.
Devon,
as you said, it's not go pretty few just so.
I want to challenge you, Devon. Because yesterday, you named a side, right? And you had Casey Palmer and Ravel in your middle, right?
I did not have Casey Palmer and Ravel in my middle.
Who they had in your middle? Or maybe that was the experimental side.
I had Dexter Dapp and Ravel, and I have Lambert playing just behind them as the holding midfield.
Okay. And you're right. So Ravel whose fitness is not known. You are entrusting in a game to mark in waves. The issue about marking in waves and defending in waves, we might use different terms, right? But defending in banks, you have blocks of defenders, right? Leeds United uses that approach. Is that your players are supremely fit. You don't have any unfit man in Leeds because the weakest link is a problem if you allow the player to breach that bank of attack and get the ball in between the waves. Because you have the bank with the 4 defenders, you have the bank with the midfielder and the central offensive midfielder, and then your attackers from a first level. The fitness is key, and so I'm worried about the fact that we have a number of unfit players or whose fitness cannot be ascertained. So my other comment would be to say to persons, Japan and China in the world of athletics, particularly Japan, in the 4x1, if you look at them, have always been in the finals and sniffing about, sometimes get a medal, sometimes don't. Not by having the 4 fastest men, but by being technically sound in battle changing. And the same applies to all Japanese sports. They focus on technique and believe that they can beat skill and superior opponents by being technically sound and not making mistakes. And the same is done by their football team. So I expect to see a technically competent team that's not going to make mistakes and not going to give Jamaica a lot of chances, which is why I think that's a game in which you could try Ravel to see if he can unlock with a moment of brilliance, right? So it's going to be interesting. I don't have a view on the Japan under 23 team. I know nothing about them, and I don't talk what I don't know about. Serbia game is going to be a punishing, brutal game, my friend. Big Europeans, former Yugoslavia, right? Even though these countries have a new name now, that's the style of football. They pass the ball, they keep possession of the football like Brazilians used to do. And it's going to be difficult to get the ball off of them. And Dejan Tajic, who people are just glossing over his name, right? He guided Ajax either to a final or a semi-final in the Champions League. Is not one to be messing around with.
But for that last game,
the only real weakness that the Serbians have is a historical one. They are what's the word you want to use? They're known to be emotional players. You know, this was always the one downside to Yugoslavia, and it's one that they have more so than the rest of the ex-Yugoslav. You know, they will, you know, if things don't go their way, they get a bad call or something like that, they will get emotional, and you know, every now and then, you know, a player will lose it. But that's really the only weakness they have, you know, and it's only the top European teams who take advantage of it. That, and they don't really travel well for whatever reason.
You know, a couple of things, right, I want to say. I think one is something that I think Michael said earlier when he was speaking about the Kevin Lambert. This is where I have serious issues with how the JFF have dealt with the football. So the Nations League, the early stage of the Nations League was going on when you had the Cayman Islands and the Bahamas and the Trinidad. No Jamaican coaches are in some of the islands coaching and working in the Turks and the Caicos. These guys were playing football. And I thought like a lot of the USL players, when they were out because there was no competition going on, the GFF should have brought those guys to play some practice games. And this is the situation we're in right now. We're in a situation where after the first 2 games, almost 12 of these players are going to be leaving. So the under-23 game is really that's why Joshua Anglin was called, that because they are going to play in the under-23. So you know that Joshua Anglin and the younger players are not going to play in the first 2 games because a lot of the guys from England will have to leave because the FIFA window closes, I think, on the 8th. So they can't play at the game on the 12th. So I think they should have maximized, and we need to look at, are there opportunities for Jamaica to play some games using some of these players in the USL, to look at them even before the World Cup. Why you can't go and play Turks and Caicos? Isn't I think Andre Edwards? Why you don't go and play the Cayman Islands? We have Jamaicans in these places who operate teams, national teams. It can't be so hard to pick up some players and bring them there to look, the ones who are available. I know some are in Europe, and I think this is where the GFF, I mean, people need to beat them bad, because we should not be in this position where we have to bring a Josh and Anglin to Japan to see if we can make our Gold Cup team.
Bisoma, you're quiet tonight.
So therefore, why wasn't there more players called? If so be the case that some of the English player has to go back to their club, why wasn't more players called up, at least 35 players called up to play the Japanese under 23 game? Some of the young players, like who is there now? Just get a contract.
Paris,
Even the little
Kadeem
kid,
Kadeem
Paris. Yeah, why wasn't Paris and them guys called up?
Right.
The little kid that gone to Sweden now, where he gone? Why wasn't all those little guys called up to go play that game?
Remember, you still have to bring the English players in. You still have to bring your Ravel, Marcia, Casey. So what happened is that it's only 30 players that can bring on the trip. So you have a choice. Do you not bring the English players because they can't stay, or do you bring them and let them leave?
Who made that rules that only 30 players you can bring?
Remember, Jamaica is being invited still, enough. So when you get an invitation, and it's not you paying for anything, it's free.
Yeah. Then all right, you're not paying for anything. You can pay for 5 players.
Well, that's a very good question.
You can pay for 5 players.
That I listen. That's a very good question. That's a very good question.
Devon,
that's a rude people question. In the diaspora.
If you pay for the 5 players, it means that 5 officials not going. And
well, guess what?
No man is going to vote himself off of that trip. Okay.
Well, guess what? People invite you can't just extend more than what is invited.
Listen, if Jamaica is going to Japan, and Jamaica said to the public, we want to bring 5 extra players. We don't have the money. The public will give them the money. The diaspora people will give them the money.
No, man.
But I don't think I want to say panelist. I don't want to say that it is to be said that it was money that why we didn't carry 5 or 10 or 30.
Extra players.
When Bertram, chime in right here because I look like you guys what I
because we haven't played football for such a long time.
So I think there's a lot we're saying.
This is where sacrifice comes in.
Go ahead, Dylan.
This is where sacrifice comes in. And if you won't sacrifice certain things, you're not gonna make it.
No, I don't say I don't think it's a case of sacrifice. I think it's just that if you invite 30 persons to your country to play against the national team, there's not much to be said about, boy, can we beg you 5 more people for come on, Or even if we're paying 5, remember, you're being hosted. So those 30 persons have 30 days of itinerary, 30 this, 30 meals, 30 all of that.
So a couple of things actually, which is that I wasn't sure the focus. I'm listening to the conversation for quite a bit now, over an hour actually, probably about 2 hours. I was working while listening to the conversation, and I think the focus, frankly, initially was on the wrong place, which is I don't think the primary objective is to go win those games. I know people love to talk about rankings and where we are, and that's a primary focus. You are a manager or a coach with a team, bunch of players you haven't seen all play together. Your primary objective has to evaluate how do all these players fit into my system. Let me see how they work together. Let me see how they align and coordinate and how they operate. Let me try out, because someone said, well, we can't try 3 at the back. These are friendlies. And people make 10, 15 changes in friendlies. If you can't try things out in friendlies, where you going to try them out?
Where you going to try them out?
The primary objective is not to go win the game. I know the public want to go win and see how we match up well with those teams.
Experiment.
But if that's Whitmore's primary purpose, then he has a problem. Because he doesn't know all his players well. So why would winning be the primary purpose? He has 2 games.
To say that.
Can I finish? You can challenge it after I finish. I have 2 games to evaluate my squad. I don't. Some of these players are still new to me. I had 6 that came in when we played the US. That didn't go too well. Part of it also is we talk about Lambert and Grant and all of them and Hector. I got to figure out how my team can keep the ball. We talk about these stats, and we don't think about stats in terms of competition, who I'm playing against, how well we retain position, did I park the bus. We just saw a game last week where Newcastle played City, and City had like 79% possession. How many touches am I going to get when I only have 21% possession? And when we say teams park the bus, most times teams park the bus because they're inferior. So they try to use counter as a method to compensate for that inferiority. It's not because people say it's a strategy Jose employs sometimes. Sometimes you're just getting balled on the field, you can't get possessions. You know what? If I tighten it up and I get a chance to counterattack, I may have a chance to win. And if I get behind the defense that they're pressing, I may have a chance to win. So my view is that the primary purpose should not be on winning the game. If you win, it's nice. It's got to be about a number of different things, inclusive of play evaluation, strategy, what formation I want to play, how I want to figure out how my team can press, who's in what condition. Because if a player is not being fit, if Ravel is not fit, he plays 30 minutes and I play somebody else, he plays 40 minutes. He plays as long as he can play. Or I may try to say, you know what? Can Pinnock play in a three in the back? Can Mariappa play outside in a 4 in the back? Does I play Mariappa outside and play the Harding outside? There's a bunch of things he needs to try in the game. And if I'm a player going to Japan for 3 games and I don't get in the game, I would not be happy. So you're going to bring 35, 40 people. That just seemed like overkill.
I think all the details wanted to say something.
Yeah, but Michael, you're playing 3 games, you know. Everybody will play in that game, in that tour. You're playing 3 games. Everybody will play.
But Devon, you always want to play the game that's important. Who want to play against the under 23 team?
Yeah,
you want to play the Serbia team.
The two game. Yeah. But guess what? If you can't make the cut, you can't make the cut.
No, that's true.
What I'm saying still is standards. No professional game of any sort should ever be vied for with the plan to just not win. That not work in any competitive sport. None. There is no function if you have a professional game. No matter how much experimenting, no matter how much Arteta say, why we're going to try soccer and left back this game, our next game. Each experimentation is expected to result in the win. So I don't believe that any Jamaican side should ever leave here, going anywhere to represent us. Because that mindset is going to have us go and get 4 from Japan and 6 from Serbia. And that's not going to develop anybody.
So all the details? We're having a conversation, you and I. So you went there and you win and you achieve nothing you're trying to achieve. You won, but you haven't achieved, you know how your players play, you haven't valued them well, you play your best team. You didn't see a Lambert because you play Hector, because you think Hector is better. You have achieved what you're suggesting, which is win, and you haven't achieved anything you're trying to employ in this whole equation. And your Gold Cup and the World Cup qualifiers are your primary objective.
So Mr. What's that? Bissouma?
Yeah, I'm trying to get him.
Mr. Bissouma. Wouldn't you say? I'm just saying something. Wouldn't you say that if you go in a game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you use, for example, all right, so you start your stronger team and you use a Hector and a Ravel. So Hector is the defensive midfielder with a Ravel beside him, or just for example, and a Casey up front, right?
Mm-hmm.
And these guys playing good, and they playing good in the middle, right? And you win, you score 2 goals, right? You score 2 goals and Japan, just for example, right? And then they said, all right, then you take out Ravel in the 40 minute based on him look like him and go down, right? and you put in a Bobby Reed beside them, and I say, Bobby Reed can play defensive too, and him can do the attack. So put him beside a Hector then, and then you take out back a Hector and put in a Lambert beside a Bobby Reed. And we win the match. Would you say that we would have not get something out of that match, defend from the win? Gotten some over that match, defend from the win?
So I'm not sure I ever said we're going into the match to lose. I said if you win, that's all good, and it makes you feel good, but that's not your primary objective.
But
So
based on what I said a while ago,
if you watch friendlies, they make 8-9 changes because they don't have that limitation that FIFA stipulates in those games. Are they trying to win when you make 8-9 changes in a game? Are you trying to win, or are you trying to figure out who does what?
They're experimenting to figure out who does what.
Discussion here, Bissouma. So,
but I can say something. Hold on. Well, let me say something.
Okay.
USA played, I can remember, they played, what's the side name? They played Jamaica. They played Panama. They played Trinidad. They played El Salvador, right? And they played, what's the side in Europe? What's that side now? I think it's Ireland. Was it Ireland?
Yeah, they played
Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland.
And I can tell you, it's the same core of player USU. The same thing because they want to build chemistry. I don't see them making no whole heap of change. The same players. Them. I see the same centre back, the same set of wing back, the same wingers, and the same midfield players. Them bring it all their friendly match. So are you saying that they don't go in the match to win and them have an aim for win with the same core that they bring, different for build chemistry?
Don't contradict yourself now. You just said they're trying to build chemistry. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
So was that their primary focus, or was it to go win the match?
Both.
I would say for more the former than the latter. I think if the outcome is positive, that's all good and everybody feels good. But I think the US, because they have a pickup team just like we do, and they have a bunch of players who haven't played together, but they're trying to build their team for the World Cup mainly, not in the Gold Cup. They're trying to figure out how Musa and Des and Robinson and all those players play together. That's what they're trying to do. And it wasn't their best team that played against us. The McKinneys of the world and the kid
only two person from that team alone and the main team. Only 2 persons.
Let me support. Sorry, Bertrand, let me support. Hold on a second. Let me just support.
Okay. If we get a reputation as a team that simply parks the bus, we will not get top-class international friendlies. Teams want teams to play against that are going to bring a competitive game so that they can make their assessment of their own players. So if you become a team that is known to bring a side that just parks the bus, very soon you won't get the competitive games. Right? And I agree with Bertrand. This is about learning about what you have. The result is not important. Up to a point. So for me in the USA game, for example, the game finished at 2-1 at the 80th minute when we started ringing in the changes. Right? You have to be able to learn to feed the public that the public can digest that. And is a coach a close off, so we're not gonna have up the program.
Yeah, man. So thanks again, gentlemen, for tuning in, for coming on the panel. It was a very good weekend of sporting discussion, of football discussion, Reggae Boyz discussion. Trust me, it was booming. But we have to close off the show at this particular time now. And of course, big up to all the persons in the comment section, all the persons who came on, those persons who shared, those new subscribers, big up yourselves. We'll continue to do this to ensure that you get some wholesome discussion where football is concerned. Big up to Michael, big up to Cataract, big up to Stan Cranky, change him name to Bissouma today. I am sure Sports, aka Manning's Man, Crux, that's Skyward Crux, Devon, and Alex. We had all the detail. Oh, well, he's still here. We had a Mark on, and we have Dre, Anywhere Sports, who was on as well. So bless up to everybody. As I normally say, protect yourself, take care of yourself, have yourselves a wonderful week, and And until then, see you next time for our weekend's triple treat. Coach's Desk. We're out.